The Netherlands is the world's second largest exporter of fruits and vegetables and also a major player in the seed potato business. The country, however, is so small and sits 14 times smaller than Kenya, yet it stands tall among those that feed the world. Unlike Kenya, where the bulk of the population is employed in agriculture, only 3% of the Dutch work in agriculture. So how does it do it? Zinab Wandati explains on Food Friday.
The Netherlands is a very small country, but one that is considered to be very densely populated, with a population of nearly 17 million people. But this country, as small as it is, it has managed to build itself into an agricultural powerhouse, rising to the #2 spot when it comes to agricultural exports. In fact, it is the second after the United States. But this country is doing so well when it comes to agriculture. It has employed a lot of agricultural technology, and Food Friday is in the Netherlands this week and tells you exactly how this small powerhouse is able to feed itself and feed the world. Streets that host the movement of a populace that oozes efficiency, and their farmers have this tag planted onto their track record, and with good reason. With a country so small and a population so dense, feeding them is a significant challenge. One of the things that makes these farmers stand out, besides the heavy mechanization, is that they practice crop rotation in a unique way. Rather than change the crop on the field, they change the field altogether.
So we make the crop rotation together. We also define, okay, for cauliflower this is the cost for a hectare of land, for potatoes it's this, and of course it's together that has then the general income.
Here's how it works. The farmers, mostly large-scale ones, come together into small manageable groups, each member growing a different crop. They then evaluate each other's business models and agree to share their land such that instead of rotating the crop, they rotate the field. And depending on how many members there are in the group, it will be a few years before a particular crop, say potatoes, will be planted on the same field.
What we do is we discuss, I call it cost allocation. What is the cost allocation for cauliflower in a crop rotation? So you could say call it rent. Yeah? So each crop has a different income model.
The members of the rotation group are then obligated to tend to the land as they would their own, nurturing the soils to improve fertility for the next farmer. At the end of the season, the members then meet and evaluate performance of each crop and each field and point out the improvements that need to be made for the next rotation.
You just have a kind of a shareholder system, which I personally like, because sometimes I think cooperatives can also be, you need to take ownership. And I sometimes have the feeling that cooperatives, if you're not careful, everybody joins, and some people do the hard work and the other ones just follow.
It may look like a complicated system, but the farmers say it is the best model to work with because not only does it bring efficiency, but also enables them to scale up production. Pulling this off is not easy, especially if you're working below sea level. 25% of the Netherlands is below sea level, and this particular field is 4 meters below the sea. Are you restricted on what kind of crops you can grow?
Yes, because of fungus, nematodes.
As efficient as the system is, it is not cheap. On average, land costs an equivalent of 10 million shillings per hectare.
Land prices going higher and higher. They double every 10 years since I farming. So the pressure to grow more and more high value crops is very high.
Nearly 2 decades ago, the Dutch made a national commitment to sustainable agriculture under the rallying cry, twice as much food using half as many resources. Since then, the farms have become highly mechanized and production scaled up. Zinab Wandati, NTV, for Food Friday.